Welcome back to another episode of the Mandible Hustler Podcast. I'm your boy G, and with my co-host Atoro.
You gonna make it. Yeah. Keep your head up. You're a king. You're a queen. You got this. Sleepless grandma.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Mandible Hustler Podcast. I'm your host G, here with the one and only Atoro. Oh man, I'm so happy to be here. First and foremost, I just want to thank God for allowing us for just to here to deliver another episode. But this one is a very special one. We just made it to episode 30, and we're very happy to get to the next season. And this is how can I say, this is roads accomplishments that we set for ourselves. So episode 15, now we're in episode 30, and man, we're just so glad to continue on this journey and to continue to share our experiences. And we only really just fall in love with the process. Not only fall in love with the process, and we're learning so much. Every episode that we deliver is another lesson for us, you know. And man, so I'll let Toro take over.
Yeah, so the reason we call these episodes special is because we're trying to set an example, because we talk a lot about habits, and part of building habits at the very beginning is very hard, because because you don't have that consistency bit, and you know, sort of, you don't have those sort of routines in place, and you don't have anyone telling you what to do. So I hope that people take each time that we sort of reach a milestone and we set the next one, I hope that people can take it as an example for them in terms of whatever goal that they set, to set little goals, and try to take little steps towards higher goals and stuff of that nature. So we're very excited that we reach the milestone, episode 30, and we have the next goal that we basically set ourselves in is reaching 50 podcast episodes.
Yeah, so that's the next step, right?
Yeah.
So it's and I think it goes back to setting realistic goals, right?
Yeah.
So we're not trying to go so far ahead. So make a very realistic goal that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? So we feel like getting to just like starting from episode 1. So we made a goal. Look, let's get to episode 15. So we just focus on the next 14 episodes.
Yeah.
For us to get.
It's
to
also
that.
important to mention that each time we set a milestone, we had a list of things that we wanted to accomplish while getting to this milestone.
Yeah.
So I do remember earlier on when we first set our milestone to episode 15, we sort of made commitments to have audio in place, have a video in place, just to give that visual aid and that audio aid. And I think we've done a pretty good job of providing that.
The audio is a huge one.
Yes, indeed. So far right now, we're sort of looking to sort of make improvements on that. It might not be the best, but I think we're on a good path to providing something of higher quality that a lot of people will enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely, and now, I think for the last 5, it was just me and you.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure whenever we have started having to guest again, we also want to provide the guests with good audio with the mic. As you can see, now we have new mics. So that's you're always looking to improve. But it goes back to whenever you're starting something, this is just like an inspiration for my experiences. When we started, we knew that was gonna be a little issue, not having mics, not having a camera, and we just literally used our phone. We said it we have to start now, or it's gonna be never. Yes. So you have to really just start with what you have. I think that was your word, yo. Even if the takes, some of the, I think the first couple ones, Should we retake it or whatever? If you mess up, we just keep it, leave it with you, what you
Yeah, it
have.
was very important that we just get it in one take.
Yeah.
And just be comfortable with whatever it is that you put out
Right.
there, because that's the part of growth. You have to learn to fail in order to grow. And so that is something that we consistently got better at with the stuff that we put out there.
And that helped me so much. Like me, like I'm on social media, I like to not like to you know, I'm a former motivational speaker or former public speaker, right? So that helped me really getting comfortable with where I am now. Because, you know, sometimes you're trying to look perfect, you're trying to put the perfect video, you're trying to put the perfect picture, we say, you're trying to make the perfect content. You got to start somewhere. So you have to be comfortable where you are. So when you look back at your old stuff, so you can compare, say, wow, I actually got better. But if you always try to do so many takes, try to put the perfect video out there or perfect picture or perfect content, you're not growing from there. There's no growth there.
Nope.
There's growth when you feel like there's so much room for improvement, but you're still comfortable to put whatever the area you are or whatever, how you are at the moment. So you have to be comfortable of the level you are, because that's going to help you, or it's going to push you or give you the motivation to help you and push, you know, I want to go hard, I want to get better, I want to sound better than I sound right now. You know what I mean? Even like me, it's like, I speak so low, you know what I mean? And I was just like, yo, speak with more intention. And every episode, you get that, yo, I see it. I see where I need to improve. So, I wasn't really speaking louder. I was speaking so low. I didn't sound like I was confident on whatever the thing that I was speaking about. So, man, this is really helps me a lot, getting comfortable on the camera, speaking louder, focus really on my thoughts, and be really real with myself and be myself. You know what I mean? So
an essential part of sort of building a habit, it's very important that you get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So once you sort of have a habit in place, it sort of becomes that comfort zone. But it's very beneficial to you, because, and most often, your comfort zone is a negative because it's preventing you from reaching your true potential. So, going back to episode 15, one of the things that we sort of set on is talking about some of the things that we committed to do going forward. So I do remember that I set, some of the goals that I set going forward was not to overthink while talking and while thinking as well. I think since then I've done a better job. I wouldn't say that I've completely achieved that goal in terms of not overthinking when talking during the podcast, but I think I've gotten to a better, comfortable position when it comes to thinking, developing questions, developing different thoughts while talking, and I'm very excited towards moving forward and seeing other things that I can improve on. How about you? What are some of the challenges, some of the commitments that you made on episode 15?
Oh man, it's just like I just really wanted to be me, you know, like and not afraid to make a mistake or say something wrong, and just like really show who I am, you know, like not afraid to. I don't want to live a private life or anything like that, you know, and just go even deeper. And I just think that starting from episode 31, I'm gonna show like how much dedicated I am to move forward and to continue to bring this podcast to the next level, to more audience, to a bigger audience, you know. Of course, the steps, we're not in a rush. It's a process, it's a journey. We comfortable with the listeners that we have now, but we're not settling for what we have now, right? there's a big vision that we have for the podcast, for this podcast.
Well, not necessarily. We're not guided by reaching a certain number of listeners or subscribers in that sense. I think overall we're just very focused on the quality of content that we put out there.
Yeah.
And that the kind of things that we say usually does apply and is factual in a lot of ways. All of that stuff usually comes later on. So as long as we do our part,
focus on the work first,
usually,
not worrying about
exactly.
what counts.
Yeah,
what
success usually follows you after.
And that's a good point. Yeah, that's the correct vision. And it's good that you touched on the quality, because that's something that we really focus on. We take really big focus on
commitment,
delivering a very quality content.
Yes.
When you guys see, how come the video takes so long? How come you guys deliver the audio so fast? Because the audio is just the audio, and the video, we try to make it
in the same way that we make the audio interesting to hear and actually develop your own interpretation through your imagination while listening. It's the same way that we develop the video. We sort of want that visual aid while we talk. You can sort of see while you don't have to think too much. Right? That visual aid is there. It's provided for you so that it's easy to watch.
Yeah, and I think that's what separates us a lot from other podcasts, is because there's so many podcasts out there. What's the one thing that unique that you bring to the table?
We're not trying to do things that'll make us stand out in any way. We're just doing what's our signature, what we like to see.
In other words,
yeah. It's based on our personalities,
right?
For that nature. Yeah. But focusing on my commitments moving forward, I think I haven't done a very good job in terms of providing a balanced answer. I think sometimes I think too quickly about the answer and just answer it out. I think going forward I'll try to be much more considerate, and considerate is going to be the main term that I'll focus on each time I'm answering a question or asking a question, and where I'm incorporating a number of different perspectives and then giving out an answer, because life is not about right and wrong. There's a lot of gray area, and I really do like a balanced approach with multiple perspectives, and so that's my approach moving forward to episode 50. Be much more considerate and consider all other perspectives.
Yeah, man, that's good. For me, I just want to get better, man, in terms of speaking and pull me more knowledgeable. Of course, that's something that you the more I grow, the more things that I can share, right? So yeah, man, I'm just so happy and motivated to keep going.
Yeah, some final thoughts before we close this episode. So we're not gonna have a lot of new improvements like we did past episode 15. Some new upgrades and stuff like that. I think moving forward from episode 30 to 50, I think our focus will be just strengthening on the things that we currently have.
Yeah.
I think we're very comfortable and we're very happy with what we developed. And I think we're just going to focus on just strengthening our audio, our video, and anything else that we see that might need improvements.
Yeah.
And then from episode 50, that's when we'll look at bigger updates that we think might need to change. Go ahead.
Yeah, and also one thing, we coming out with highlight clips. Stay tuned for that. We're really trying to make it consistent, at least 1 week. Two highlight clips a week. So to make it more consistent,
I think listening to a podcast sometimes could be a little too long.
Yes.
A little too uncomfortable. So sometimes we can digest that information into short little clips, 10, 8 minutes, 5 minutes. Have it out there, and makes it easier to listeners to consume whatever it is.
That's something I'm really excited about, because I really don't think that you guys catch a lot of the gems, a lot of highlight moments, because sometimes we put on a highlight moment in the beginning of the podcast.
We have a preview clip at the beginning.
Yeah, so the little preview. but there's more than that, and it's just one podcast, you know what I mean? So we're actually gonna go back, like starting from episode 2, to get you like some highlight moments from that to episode 30, to episode 29, as you said.
Yeah.
Even
take
30,
it from
yeah.
here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing. It takes a lot, but and we don't try to put too much on our plate. Like you said, you still have a regular life to live. So when you're setting this goal, this is a really good example of someone who's trying to start something. Try to balance in a way where you can do it consistently. It doesn't have to be every day. When we say consistently, it just meaning you're not stopping. Consistently in a way where you set those days. If you're gonna do every Monday, like right now we record once a week, which is every Wednesday, and that's just that Wednesday. If we don't do it on a Wednesday, so we'll probably reschedule for Thursday. Let's say if we can't do that week, then we just reschedule for the next week. But mind you, we already have couple episodes in stock, so it allows us to, if some emergency comes on or if an event comes on that we can't do in that week, we could like not do it the day we're supposed to, or we could probably, like, if we don't do it on a Wednesday, we do it on a Thursday. If Thursday can be or it can happen that week, then we just skip it to next week, But you gotta make it happen 2 weeks. You can't really, can we say you can't skip 2 weeks in a row? Because when you start skipping like that, it becomes a habit.
No. So you can't really develop a habit if you don't have the consistency in place. So
Right.
Going back, I think if you're really looking to learn more about habits, I think you should go back to episode 8. No, episode 9. I think it's 9. Yes, with David.
David, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's when we really dive a little deeper because he really knows a lot about building habits.
Yeah.
So
I think I have one highlight moment about that episode on YouTube too.
Yeah, so from my memory, a habit is formed when you sort of develop some sort of motivation. Motivations are like candy. Not like candy. They're like ideas, right? They come and go very quickly. So in order for you to make something of that motivation, you really gotta set in a goal, right? And once you set in that goal, you really gotta set up a schedule so you can develop that consistency.
Yeah.
And once you develop that consistency, it sort of becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it's no longer a motivation. It becomes routine. You're easily motivated to do, and it becomes easy because at the very beginning, it's very hard because it's not part of your routine. It's not something that is within your comfort zone. So you gotta get out of your comfort zone.
It's cold. I think yesterday. It's hard to start, but it's easy to keep going.
Yes, once you sort of establish some sort of a consistency thing.
It's easy to keep going.
Yeah, so a lot of it is really mindset. That's what really developing a habit is. Once you have that habit.
And I think it translates to everything, a business, a sport, any activity you want to start at home. It's hard to start, right? But once you start, you'll be like, yo, this is actually easy. Then it just becomes easy to keep going.
And also remember that it's a transferable skill. Once you develop a habit where you took a lot of your hard work, a lot of your time, it will sort of carry on to other things. It sort of becomes a little bit easier to develop other habits because you have now developed a stronger mindset towards completing something that you set yourself to do. So, yeah.
Definitely, man. That's it, man. Like, yo, I can't wait for you guys to see our next guests that we have in mind. Some are already lined up, we don't have a date yet, but we have a guest for next episode, of course. And we want to be more diverse now with our guests. We really want to bring out more like professional artists, sports, athletes. What else? Like any profession or any art or any story, anything that we can learn, anything that we can share so people can relate. Like, we really want to have anything that we feel that can relate to us. Yeah, so not every episode, but we're starting with the guests again from episode 31.
Yeah, just going back. Part of the reason we decided to just go back to episodes, just the two of us, is we sort of wanted to provide more of a regular type of environment where you see two guys sort of having a conversation. Although it's not like a conversation format, more like an interview format. We're sort of getting into it because we sort of don't know yet how to interact ourselves in a conversation while keeping the conversation going.
Yes,
we are figuring it out. I think that's the whole purpose. You have to try and see what works and what doesn't, and continue to upgrade. And I think that's what we're gonna try to like balance it out a little bit. Instead of just having guests every episode, we can balance it out. It's like, we pick up a topic, or we pick up like certain topics that we can just have a normal conversation, like we have it right now. You know what I mean? Like, we're still in the same topic. We're able to switch up a little bit and bring up, and just going with the flow like we are right now. So I think that's and it's really because the chemistry is there, because we know how to pick up one another, not even like cutting each other off, or just like, okay, I can pick it up from here, I can pick it up from here. We switch up so well, and I think just moving forward, I can just see the big picture that there's no doubt. I think the most important thing is that know your pace. Don't try to compare yourself to others and try to run to the finish line. Run at your own pace, and take your time.
That's it. So thank you for listening to us, for our main listeners, our main supporters, man. I just want to thank you so much for giving us the hope, and like sometimes we get those things on email, like saying, this is how much listeners you had, congratulations, those is like accomplishments that you just feel like, this is crazy. I remember when we just started the first one.
It gives you incentive to continue.
So like, I just want to thank those listeners. We have one. I know you're listening. I know you're gonna listen to this. And you mentioned to me that one listener from the States.
Very consistent.
Very consistent, man. I just want to give you a shout out, man. A big shout out to you, man. And for
comment.
Please comment. We want to get to know you. Comment, say something, man. I want to send you some merch, the Sleepless merch. Comment so I can get to know you. So yes, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're gonna end it here. We'll see you in the next episode 31. This is the big 30, and I'm gonna posted a video about the experience and expectations of me 30 years old. So this is the big 30, and it only makes sense to me delivering this.
By the time you release that video, this video will be weeks
It's
after.
okay. For the main supporters will know what I'm talking about. So man. So stay tuned the next one, and big peace, peace, and see you in the next. Welcome to another episode of the Mandible Hustler Podcast. I'm your host, G. First and foremost, another day, another bless, another grind. We just want to thank God for allowing us to be here. We have a very special guest with us today, MG Lion.
My name is Gary Gallimore. My name is Ricardo.
Joel.
I forgot my own name. My name is Joel.
We have the three brothers, Nash Production.
My name is Richard Adufabi.
My name is David Nyambi.
Kevin.
The hero, man.
Thank you for coming through, bro.
Hey, you can call me Michael Refat.
Life-changing accidents. happiness and success, needs and wants. Social media.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, we're gonna end it here. We'll see you in the next episode.